Hello, we are Vayu Putras. We consisting two members, myself Dhrubil Dolaria and along with me Chittal Patel. So first question come our mind is what is existing problem? Why wind energy prediction is required? So existing problem is wind energy cannot be stored. Yes, of course it can be stored, but it is not economically viable. Both monetary and environmental cost is larger. In contrast to conventional generation system, wind energy is not easily dispatchable. Dispatchable energy can be controlled by grid operators and can be dispatched according to demand, whereas wind energy is non-dispatchable energy, which means it cannot be controlled by grid operators. And other thing is, in power grid, at any moment, balance must be maintained between power consumption and power generation. Otherwise, disturbance in power quality or supply may occur. So purpose of predicting wind energy is to help energy suppliers. If energy suppliers can get wind energy prediction, then energy supplier can able to manage different energy sources at power grid and maintain balance at power grid and avoid costly production. Now my friend Chital will explain how we propose the solution.
My name is Chittal Patel and I am the second member. So I will explain our idea. So before starting of the hackathon, for 7 to 10 days, we worked on getting the domain knowledge, and then we got the idea of how we will design our solution. So our goal, our prime goal, is to provide power predictions for any wind farm on Earth. Any wind farm on Earth. So let's start with the idea. So what is the approach? Now we have used deep learning approach for predicting wind power based on the weather conditions that are prevailing on the site of the wind farm. And we will be using wind speed as our feature because it is the highest correlated feature which we have gone through while analyzing the data. And now I will discuss our idea of train for some and use for all. Yeah. So what is this idea? So the question arises how to train the model from data of some wind farms and use it for power prediction of any wind farm and not lose the accuracy. So we gained some insights while exploring the domain, and we came up with this power curve scaling. So what is this power curve scaling? Now first I will discuss about the factors affecting wind power. So as we know, wind speed is the highest correlated factor, so we'll talk about it. As you can see on the screen, this is the power curve, and here we can see the cut-in speed, this is the rated speed, and this is the cutout speed. So power curve is basically the relation of generated power with respect to the wind speed, and cut-in speed is the speed at which the wind turbine starts power generation, and the rated speed is the speed at which the wind turbine achieves the highest or its rated power output, and cutout speed is the speed at which all the system of wind turbine shuts down due to heavy wind speed, so that the wind turbine does not get damaged. Yeah. So now what is power curve scaling? So you can see in this image, this is the comparison of various wind turbine models which are manufactured by various companies. So I will explain a little bit. So you can see the Enercon 2 megawatt turbine. This is Enercon. This is General Electric 1.5 megawatt, and various turbine 3.2 megawatt. And this is Suzlon turbine. So these all are the power curves. But what you can see which is similar to every power curve is, see here, this region. This is the cut-in speed of all the wind turbines in this graph, and it varies almost 1 meter per second only. And further, the rated speed we can see is achieved here, almost here, for every wind turbine. So this is common in every wind turbine, that the cut-in speed is similar and the rated speed is also similar. And the trend, this is the trend of the power curve, is also similar for every wind turbine. So the idea is, if we scale all these wind turbines with their respective capacities, then what we will get is a curve which is very much similar. You can see here, this is the normalized or the scaled version. So you can see, if the model will be trained on the scale data, then we will get a curve which can generalize all these wind turbines of different capacities. So it will help us in, first of all, getting the prediction for any wind turbine, and also it will be very much accurate. Now, to further improve the accuracy, what we have done, so there is a functionality for potential wind farm owners to contact us and get the personalized model trained for their own wind farm if they have a large data for training. And if they have a small data for training, then we have provided this service of automated model training, which I will show further, that how a user can provide the data to the website and automatically a model will be trained for himself, and he can get the predictions for his personal wind farm by that model. So it increases drastically the accuracy of the prediction of the wind power. So now my teammate Dhruvil will continue explaining further.
Now let's talk about website services. We have mainly three services. One is login sign up, second is wind farm power prediction, and third is wind farm economics calculator. In wind farm power prediction, we have other two functionality: general prediction, prediction for specific data, means user's personal model. In general prediction, we have another two part for selected wind farm and other than selected wind farm. In general prediction, we gather data set from different sources. From that data set, we train one general model. To predict wind energy, we require turbines capacity. We have 1,000 plus wind farm and its related data like capacity, name, place, country. So for that available wind farm, any user can select wind farm and see wind energy prediction. If user want to wind farm other than that selected wind farm, login is required. To select wind farm, we use Google Map functionality. User can select any wind farm in world through Google Map and provide its capacity. Now we will check user is authenticated or not. If user is authenticated, we provide selected wind farms, user selected wind farm power prediction. Again, this is come from general model prediction. If user want to predict for his own personal model, if user provide data set of its any particular turbine, we will train model for that and use and save it for later use. Now, if user want to see prediction, we provide 72 hours prediction from that model and for that user. Now, third service is wind farm economics calculator. If anyone wants to set up wind farm, they should visit it. We provide data in three different ways. One is REST API, second is chatbot, and third is website. Now I will explain wind farm power prediction and wind farm economics calculator service in REST API and chatbot. Then after, my friend will explain all services and website, and along with he will explain how we predict data and how machine learning and deep learning is used. So this is the flowchart of our REST API. We use Django REST framework to make our REST API. Here you can see our main coding part of REST API. And from here, you can see API documentation. For each and every API call, there is one function in encoding part. In function, first we collect data, then arrange data in JSON format, and then return API response. Now this decorator is used for permission and authentication process. This API call is for allow any user. So permission class is allow any. Now this API call is for authenticated user. So permission class is authenticated. And for authentication purpose, we use token authentication. So authentication class is token authentication. One can use our API service to build their own platform or to add another functionality. According to WinFarm, operators should use API service to build IoT platform. They should connect IoT devices like LED display or signal giving devices. LED display for showing 72 hours prediction, or signal giving devices to get signal like overall prediction is high, low, or average. Now I will show our API service. So this API call is required only one input WinFarm name. This API call is for general prediction non-authenticated user. And this API call will return 72 hours prediction of that particular WinFarm. If user provide that hour, then we will show you only hours prediction. Here you can see 72 hours prediction. Now second API call. This API call required only API key input. This API call is for only authenticated user. This is our service general prediction other than selected WinFarm. For authenticated process, we use token authentication. User will get token when account is created, and token must be provided in header part. Now you can see 72 hours prediction for that user selected WinFarm. If user provide hour, then we will show only that hours prediction. Here you can see. Now third API call. This API call requires 6 input, which is economics calculator service. You can see further information in API documentation. Now you can see output of that. Here you can see. Now let's talk about chatbot. Here is the flow chart of our chatbot. We use IBM Watson assistant service to make our chatbot. We use IBM Watson function like jump, webhook, slot, multiple condition response, response variation to make chatbot. Now I will show you chatbot part. Here you can see our whole dialog flow for chatbot. Now let's test the chatbot. Hello, I am Vayu Putra, a wind farm assistant. I am here to help you predicting power of your wind farm and calculating wind farm setup cost and understanding wind farm terminology. Let's say good afternoon. Good afternoon. Have a nice day. I am here to help you select one. We can select service from here or we can type manually. I can select from here. This is general prediction service. And it has two parts. User is authenticated or not. I say I don't have a user account. We'll say we can predict power for selected WinFarm. To see list of selected WinFarm, click here. If you want prediction apart from this WinFarm login is required, enter WinFarm name. So I will enter WinFarm name. Now it will ask for an hour. Yes, let's say 12. Process is going. Here you can see output for that. Now let's say I want power prediction. It will ask for I have a user account or not. Now each time I say I have a user account, so it will ask for API key. Here we also use token authentication for authentication process. I will give my API key. Now it will ask for our say 23 running. Here you can see output and along with other detail. Now let's check economics calculator service. We go economic calculator. It will ask for input value. Enter fixed charge rate, investment capital, wind farm capacity, capacity factor, revenue per kilowatt hour, land lease cost. Or to see full documentation, click here. I will provide all value in one, but you can provide one by one value also. Say 1, 2.5, 2, 0, 7, 10,000. And it will give output of 100. Here you can see output. We have another functionality in chatbot like explain wind farm terminology. I will say explain cut-in wind speed. Spelling mistake, it will correct itself. At the cut-in wind speed, the blade starts to turn and a streak of electricity starts to be produced. Around cutting, the generator may be used as a motor to help the wind overcome inertia and starts the blade turning. We also handle exception handling. Exception like wind farm is in the list or not, hour is integer and between 1 and 72, API key is valid or not, or economics calculator input is valid or not. And other exception handle is if chatbot will not understand 3 consecutive reply, then it will show a way to connect agent. Now we face difficulty in chatbot is how to fetch data. Then I watch video on YouTube and I found that Webhook is the service through which we connect external service like cloud function or database. We will use cloud, IBM cloud function and Webhook service to fetch the data. I will show you that. Here you can see IBM cloud function. And so for that purpose, first we save all data in context variable, then pass it through Webhook URL post request. It data get by IBM cloud function. In IBM cloud function, we use Python language. It will first show which type of request is, whether it is economics calculator, general prediction for authenticated user or non-authentication. Then we will use our own API service to fetch the data. Here you can see our API to fetch the data. Then arrange data and return it to dialog nodes. Here in dialog node, we arrange data and showing data in chatbot display. Now my friend will explain. Now my friend will show demo of website. Along with it, will explain deep learning and machine learning. How we use deep learning and machine learning.
So this is the website. This is the homepage of the website. As you can see, this is a very beautiful website. The deep learning solution which we have implemented. User can select wind farm from database or from maps, and we also API support as explained by my friend Dhruval. So a user can log in and sign up to get extra facilities and services. But before that, I will explain the services which does not require any sign up. So let's go to dashboard. Yeah, so this is the dashboard. And for non-authenticated users, we have provided this functionality that he can select the wind farm from our database only and not manually using Google Maps. So there are around 1200 wind farms and all their details in our database. So let me select anyone. This is the Marbase from Belgium and its capacity is 16 megawatt. Now, general model will predict the power output. Yeah, so you can see this is the details of the wind farm, and this is a Google map, static Google map showing where it is located. Yeah, now let's move to the wind turbine power predictions. This is the line. We provide line plot, bar plot, and in insights we provide box plot also. So this is the line plot of the wind power generated. This is 1 to 72 hours on the x-axis, and on the y-axis you can see the wind power predictions. So this is the bar plot, as you can see, and these are the insight. So this is the box plot, and what is the maximum wind power, what is the minimum, what is the mean, what is the median, what is standard deviation and skewness. This all statistical measures help the wind farm owner or the potential user to analyze what will be the future predictions and how to deal with that. So below it, we also provided wind speed graphs. That is, this is a line plot for wind speed. This is the bar plot, and this is all. These are the insight. And yeah, below it, this is the wind rose chart. Now, this is the frequency distribution. So you can see that 58% of the wind will be less than 5 meter per second and will be in northwest direction. So this is how it is interpreted. This is how this chart is interpreted. Yeah. So this is the dashboard. Now we'll move to our economics calculator service. So this is the page for the wind farm economics calculator. This is the documentation for the wind economics calculator. What are the input elements? We have explained in detail what are these input elements, and we've also explained what elements are calculated from these inputs. So I will give you a quick demo of this calculator. Yeah, so you can see how beautiful this user interface is. User can slide as well as he can change here, and this will be updated automatically from the slider. So we will keep this fixed charge rate 7% as usual. This is the investment capital in $1 million. This is the wind farm capacity, and also capacity factor is around 40%. This is usually the capacity factor of any wind farm. The revenue per kilowatt hour is the amount to which the government or any wind farm company provides the potential wind farm owners to generate the wind power. So, and also this is the land lease cost if you have any. Yeah. So these are the calculated elements. The annual energy production, that is the what is your energy production throughout the year. Then below are the two costs which are incurred every year for the production of the energy, and from this we calculate the cost to generate power. So our cost to generate power is 0.08, and the companies give us 0.07. So there will be some profit that will be calculated later. So from all this we calculated what is the total annual expense, and we calculated the gross income which is greater than the total annual expense. So we have done profit, or the potential wind farm owner will do profit. So this is the return on investment, and the break even point is 16 years. So the users or the customers can change these variables according to their countries, their conditions, and they can see that if they want to set up the wind farm, then is it profitable or not, and what all are the economics related to it. Yeah. So now let's move to contact us page. This is the navigation bar you can see here. It consists of home, dashboard, setup wind farm, and contact us. And this is our website name. Yeah, so this is contact us page. So we are at your service, and we constantly try to improve the experience. And so if any user wants any feature request or has any query related to the service, or he wants to contact us to personalize prediction for his own wind farm, then he can Gmail us. Yeah. So now let's move to the authentication system. Yeah. So let me first log in. So we have provided four options in all. User can use his Google account or Facebook account or Twitter account, or he can use our own sign up here. Yeah. So from the three options, let me try with Google. Yeah. So let me sign in with this account of mine. Yeah. So let me provide username Chittal 15. Okay. And let me sign up. Okay, this already exists. Sorry. Let me do it this one 09. Okay, an account already exists. Okay, an account already exists, so I cannot sign up with this account. Yeah. So I have signed in with my this Google account. Now this is the user home page. That is, whenever any user logs in, then he is landed to this his user home page. You can see, and here is the wind farm that he selected during his sign up process. Whenever a new user signs up, then he is redirected to a page where he is needed to select a wind farm of his own choice to further complete the sign up process. So at that time, I selected this wind park, Jaisalmer Wind Park, which is located at Rajasthan with capacity 1050 megawatt. And there are two options. You can directly go to the dashboard with your own wind farm, and you can change the wind farm of yours. You can change this wind farm that I will show you. Yeah. And this is the my personal models. So as discussed earlier, we have provided this amazing service where a user can train his own model with his own data. So I will give a tutorial on this. Now the API key which is provided to the signed up users. So yes, I have unlocked the API key, and this is my API key. I can copy it, and also below the API docs are given where the uh, signed up user can use these docs to know how to make a API request. So let me get back to my account page. So now let me show you this page when it occurs when a new user signs up. So let me sign out first. Yeah. Now let me sign up. Let it be 20. Let me use this email. So now I have signed up with this account, and so I'm redirected to this page where it is saying that I'm needed to select a wind farm of my choice as it is mandatory for availing the API credentials. So you can see This is the Google Map JavaScript API, and this is the Places API. So let me select, there is a wind farm in Gujarat, in Jangi area in Kutch, and its capacity is around 700 megawatt. And this is optional field, so I will leave it. So the user can review his wind farm selection, his wind farm, the place, and its capacity. Yeah. So after selecting the wind farm, I'm again redirected to this user home page. So you can see this is my selected wind farm, and there is no personal model because I have not yet trained a personal model. So now I will show how to train a model. So let us train a model. Yeah, so this is the model training page, as you can see, and these are instructions provided that it should be in CSV file format only, and it should have only 2 columns with no header, and we have provided a link to the sample input file, so user can download this file and he can see what is the format of the file. So I will directly select a file. Already I have downloaded this file, sample input to model file, and I will open it here. So at the backend, the model will be trained. But to show you the training of the model, I will show it locally. So this is the website that I opened it locally from another account, and I will train a model here, and I will show you locally how the model gets trained, because here the output will be visible in the Django terminal. So let me browse this file. I open this file, and the capacity here is 3600 kilowatts. Yeah. So now it is getting trained, as you can see. Now let's go to the Django board. Yeah. So you can see here that the model is getting trained. You can see in this terminal that the model is getting trained from his personal data. Yeah. So now it is trained. Now we'll get back to our website. So yeah, it is showing that training is successful. Now I can head to my account to get personalized predictions. So this I have shown the demo that yeah, it is training, the model is training. So now let me get back to my deployed website. Yeah, so I've already browsed, and let me quickly train a model from my new account. So it is being trained and it will be trained very fast. Yeah, because the size of the data is not much. So it is successful, and now I have to head back to my user home, that is my account and settings. So after heading here, you can see a model is created. Yeah, and this switch is also available, that is for prediction, use my personal model or not. So now with using this personal model, I will go to the dashboard for this wind farm. So this newly trained model will be used for the prediction, wind power predictions of the wind farm. As you can see here, we are currently in the dashboard section, and this is the predicted wind power. As you can see, this is the line plot, and I've explained all the plots previously, so I will not go in much detail now. This is the wind speed prediction, wind speed forecast, and this is the wind rose chart with the frequencies. So you can see how it works. Now also for authenticated user, we have provided this functionality that he can search any wind farm from map and get the predictions. So let me once again choose Mupandal wind farm at Kanyakumari. This is the biggest wind farm in India with total capacity 1500 megawatts. Now we have also done exception handling here, that if I will enter my negative capacity, then it will not take the value. So we have very well handled all types of exception in the website. Yeah, so let's go. So whatever is happening here, I will explain you with the code. So yeah, you can see the wind power is predicted now. This is the plots, and these are the insights, as you can see, for the wind speed also. And this is the wind rose chart. Yeah. So now I will explain you the code which is working on the back end, that how this all things are working. So let's get back to the code. Yeah. So when we talk about the prediction from the database, selecting wind farm from database, then this is how it works, that we will get the post request here, and then we will extract the wind farm details and its coordinates. Then here you can see we will make a request to the weather APIs, that is the open weather map with the latitude and longitude of the wind farm. And so we will get the output as a in JSON format, and we will extract the wind speed and wind direction for 72 hours. We have used it two weather APIs. The first one was open weather map that you saw, and this is the ClimaCell API to get 72 hours of wind speed. So we will process this according to the format to input to the model. Yeah. So this is the Watson machine learning credentials, and this is the client scoring endpoint. So we will pass the input to it, and we will get the response of the scoring, and we will process this response here and get the wind power, and then we will pass all this information to the dashboard page, this all information, so that will be displayed on the dashboard page. Now if I talk about how the uh, wind farm selected from the Google map will work. So the process is a little bit different in the beginning, but it is same from calling the weather APIs. So basically the idea is we need to get the latitude and longitude of that place. And so for that, we use the Google Maps Places API to extract the latitude and longitude location. So you can see this is the script. This is the Google Maps JavaScript from here that you can see that we have initialized. This all script extracts all the details of the places, that is its name, its place, its location, its coordinates, and all. Yeah. Now I will talk about the personal training, how the training works for the personal data for signed up users. So for that, I will go to this file. This is, so here train model class is used. Now this is our general model, LSTM baseline Lahore GEF, combined Lahore and GEF datasets. I will explain later in detail how it was trained and what was our approach for machine learning and deep learning. So this train function trains the user model. So the CSV file that the user will pass, and it will be processed, and will extract the wind speed and wind power, and then we will train the model, and then we will save this model and update it in the database. And this function is to predict using this model. So we will use this model to predict given the wind speed, and it will return the predicted wind power, and that all will be processed in this views file. As you can see, this is the login system, code for the login system for all the authentication. We have checked all the exceptions that are possible. Now this code get predictions is for API request that my friend already explained earlier, and this is for economic calculator. This is how we will calculate it, and I will return this dictionary which will be fed as my friend Rule explained there. Yeah, so this was the coding part. Now I will explain you all the data processing, machine learning and deep learning part. So in all, we researched for about 10 days and collected around 5 to 6 GB data, and the data which was important to us, we used that data. So finally we came up with 3 data sets. The first one was data set from the wind farm in Meuse, France. The other data set was from the GEFCOM, that is Global Energy Forecast Competition 2014. And the other one was the Kaggle dataset, which was provided in the home page of the IBM Hack Challenge on the Smart Interns website. Yeah, so we processed the dataset, cleaned it, joined it, and grouped. Then we did some analysis. And yeah, as you can see, this is the dataset from Muse, France. So as I've discussed earlier in the presentation, the power curve, the same similar power curve you can see here for the data. This is the scatter plot. Now this is the comparison of two data sets. The orange one is the Muse France dataset and the blue one is the GEFCOM dataset. So you can see the GEFCOM dataset is very much noisy. So as we discussed about the idea of power scaling, we did all the scaling and processed the input, and then first we started with machine learning. And so we tried various architectures with machine learning, the histogram gradient boosting, the LGBM regressor model, and also the XGB model. This is the prediction by LGB model, and this is the prediction by histogram gradient boosting model. Yeah, so after doing all that, we were not much satisfied with the solution, and so we started building model with deep learning. So we started with LSTM. So we process the data here into the input format for the LSTM, and this is our model summary. And here we train. Our training strategy was we trained first using the Muse dataset for 2 epochs, then we trained with GAFCOM dataset for 2 epochs, then we again trained with Muse dataset with 2 epochs. This was our training strategy, and this is its prediction on the test set, and this is more accurate than any machine learning model. So we decided to go with it, as you can see. And this is where we clean the Kaggle dataset. This is the raw dataset, and this is we cleaned it. And we used it for testing our model, and so it was very much accurate with our LSTM approach. So Dhruvil, I will finish here. If anything is
Yes,
remaining,
yes.
you can remind me.
No, no.
Okay, let us finish here. Okay,
Thank you, slide.
so in this way we explained you all the workings and the code, and I gave the brief of the machine learning and deep learning part, and my friend Dhruvil explained everything about the chatbot, how powerful is that chatbot, and the REST API services, this is which are very much useful. So this is all in all our product that we have designed and what we have built. So it was a great experience working for 1 month with this IBM Hack Challenge, and we thank all our mentors which were there for us, and they helped us a lot. So thank you.